save that for the end because it goes, sorry, but the story goes in alignment with what I'm going to talk about. So I feel like let me get the points across and then I'll tie it together at the end with story time. So today I feel like um what Katrina said between self-love, physical love, and just overall unconditional love. I feel like the truth is going to shift everything for you, especially once you realize the difference between how you see self-love after I give you this information. So, self-love to me, it's more than just physical care. It's a deep spiritual commitment that you have to yourself. And it's not just how you look on the outside, but it's how you honor yourself from the inside out. Um, because we all love getting our nails done and taking a bubble bath and that like pampering of ourselves, that's great. But to feel true love, that's what I feel like our souls crave almost because it's what transforms us. So when you step into an alignment with that love, everything in your life shifts. So like I said, when examples of just basic what we've been, I don't want to say programmed, but kind of programmed or what we've formed our beliefs around what self-love is taking a time out, getting our nails done, maybe spoiling ourselves, going on a shopping spree. It's the materialistic, the enjoyment that just does like this quick fulfillment for us. And then it's like, okay, well, what happens after that? Um, so while all of that is beautiful, it doesn't touch it doesn't touch our soul, it doesn't touch our spirit and our energy. It does not touch that. So, real self-love. This first one is so, if you have a pen and paper, I want all of you to write this down. The way you speak to yourself when no one is listening. Do you know how you talk to yourself when no one's listening? Because if you don't and you're not aware of it, I guarantee you later today or tomorrow, you're going to have a thought and it's going to take you back to these words right here. So, I want you to be very intentional of just how you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. If you don't get anything else from this call today, this is everything. I feel like it can transform your entire life. So the boundaries that we set to protect our energy, the trust that you have in your intuition when it doesn't make sense to others. So when you find the love that you have within yourself, it's this feeling, this connection, whether you want to say it's God, whether it's the universe, but you have this feeling, I call it a full body yes at times, but where you just know that I don't need to go to Katrina or T. I don't need to go to them to find fulfillment in posting maybe a TikTok video. Or if I decided that I was going to start Sage Master, I didn't go and ask for approval from everybody else's. And I feel like because of that, it's this trust that I've learned from being in alignment with my higher self. I give all of that grace to God because there's no other explanation for it. I feel like since we were younger, we have to seek approval from our parents, from teachers, from coaches, can I go to the bathroom? Can I eat this? Can I do this? And then when we're adults, and it's like, well, for me at least, adulting didn't come with a book. And you're just kind of thrown into this. And we look to our friends and to people that maybe don't always have our best interests in their heart. So trusting yourself is key when it comes to feeling that transformation that comes from alignment from yourself. Also, the commitment that you make to yourself first is going to be key. So, how do I say this? So, the commitment that you make to yourself, a lot of us, especially as a mother, I feel like this was one of the hardest lessons for me to learn because I always carried this guilt of if I don't put my son first, I'm failing him as a mother. And it wasn't until probably 4 years ago where all of this, and my son's 14, so he was 10, but that's a lot of work that it's taken me to rewire my brain to know that if you're not serving yourself first, you're not going to be able to give to other people, or what you are giving to other people is your own energy. So when you serve yourself first, you have to let go of that guilt and you have to realize that this isn't selfish. It is not selfish for me to take 10 minutes in the morning to meditate. It's not selfish for me to take 15 minutes in the afternoon to journal and get purposeful about the intention that I want out of this day. It's not selfish, it's necessary because when you pour into yourself first, that is the key to when it comes to others because you're not giving them your energy, they're getting your overflow because you've already filled into yourself. So now they're just benefiting from everything that's overflowing from you, and it's not coming from depletion. So it doesn't leave you feeling drained. Yeah, I can't think of another word to describe that, but hopefully that makes sense. So, what does it feel like to be in alignment? This is going to be different for everyone. So, just bear with me and take what resonates with you. I feel like when you truly commit to loving yourself beyond the physical, so beyond what my nails look like, beyond my makeup, um, I feel this shift. And it's this peacefulness, clarity, happiness. The gratitude is there. But I also feel like I stop I stop looking for outside, not really. I guess it doesn't really matter what people are saying. So I'm not looking for them to come to me and tell me, "Oh, you're doing a great job." I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for whatever fulfills me, whatever I feel in that moment. Um, Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Let me just go back to my notes because I don't. So you feel peaceful. Okay, so the big thing is you're not chasing, you're attracting, right? So you get put in. So with Katrina, and I was starting this business. This was really so I joined Sage Master in December. And January was kind of I was traveling a lot and we didn't really get started. We had like talked about it, but I didn't dive in until this month or last month. So February was my first month that I was committed and I was in it. But I kept feeling there would be this because my old identity, I was a nurse. I was a nurse for 14 years. So crypto and trading and all of this is so new to me. And I felt like I had to at first like learn everything about it. So, or I couldn't talk about it because I hadn't experienced how amazing the capital that I gained from Sage Master. I was doing a lot of chasing. I felt like this, I just had to hustle. I had to learn all of this. Otherwise, I couldn't promote it. I couldn't sell it. Um, and it wasn't until I remembered like why, like questioning myself, why do you feel like this? Why is this bothering you right now? Why is this such a big deal to you? And the answer I got out of meditation was stop chasing and start attracting. Let what's meant to happen to you, let it come to you. Don't force it. Um, so I wasn't forcing relationships, opportunities, or outcomes. I had talked to a bunch of people. I feel like the last 2 years, I went through the spiritual awakening, and I am starting from ground zero. Starting my career, everything is starting over. Relationships. So when Katrina and Andreas would say, go through and talk to everybody that, like all your contacts that you have. And for me, I'm like, I talk to two people a day, and that's the two of you. Like, I don't have outside than my mom, and I don't have people that I talk to every day because I feel like I've gone through this huge transformation and I'm just coming out of isolation where I'm trusting myself and listening to myself and knowing what's best for me. So making decisions with confidence has been something that I feel like if I wasn't in alignment, it wouldn't happen. Once I let go of the outcome and realize that, okay, you have to stop chasing and just be present in the moment, enjoy the journey, even if it's full of challenges and ugly crying and not knowing what's going to happen, enjoy it because that's what's going to be the selling point, I think, at the end is when everything was crumbling, you kept your head on, you had that millionaire mindset, and you were still able to thrive. And you were confident about it. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not a master at Sage Master, but I'm learning and I'm dedicated to being the best leader that I can for my team. So I feel like that speaks for itself. Confidence is key because as long as you're leading with love, I mean, it's never going to fail you. People are going to feel that energy from you, but mostly you're going to feel it from yourself. Think about when you're talking to your kids and you're coaching them or your friends, your best friends, anybody that comes to you for support. When you have that energy that's showing that you truly love and care for them, they feel that. Your words are just, they're not even listening to you because they feel that energy. And it's because you're speaking to them with confidence. You know that you love them, you know that you want the best for them. And then guilt. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but releasing guilt. I would write this down. If there's any guilt that you have, ask why. Why do I feel guilty about this? Why does this come up? Sit with it. You don't have to sit with it for hours, but just sit there in meditation and silence for 3 to 5 minutes and just say, why does this bother me? And keep asking yourself why until you understand. Um, because prioritizing your needs and knowing that when you're at your best, you can show up more powerfully for the people that you love. So that should help you, take that guilt feeling away. So I kind of squeeze this one in because I feel like it's important to recognize excuses, not only recognize them, but how to overcome them. And when I make whatever our level up call is about, I'm basing this off of either myself or Katrina or both of us or even T. I work with T a lot. Um, so my intention behind all of this, a lot of this is I'm speaking to myself and I'm getting very intentional with myself about, okay, are you are you making excuses? Like some of them are fact. Do we get how do we get to the other side of that? So we all do it without realizing it a lot of times, but excuses they sneak into our thoughts, and we disguise them as valid reasonings or this is a fact. It could be factional, but what's the feeling behind it? The way that I look at it is their limitations and that we've placed on ourselves. It's either a limiting belief or an old program, but the key to breaking through all of that is awareness. So before you can change anything, you have to recognize what you're doing and you have to call yourself out on it, not in a judgmental way. It's just planting that seed to make the awareness. So ask yourself, am I explaining or am I making an excuse? Am I presenting a real challenge or am I creating a story that holds me back? Because a lot of us, nobody is holding us back but ourselves. Um, this is a big one that I have written on the top of like all my journal books. I have like 20 journal books, and I ask myself, would someone with the results that I want accept this excuse? So this month, my goal is to become a Ruby. So I have to ask myself, like in the morning when I'm too tired to do whatever it is that I've set my intention to do, um, are you stepping into who you want to be? Is it an excuse? And if the answer is no, then it's time to make a shift. So the key to all of this is just being awareness. This goes hand in hand with how do you speak to yourself? They go hand in hand with each other because are you talking to yourself in the best way? Oh, my precious God, baby Jesus. Stop. All right. Sorry, guys. Um, so some excuses, the big ones that I have found are I don't have time. So I made, um, instead of saying I don't have time, you can say I will make time for what matters most. I'm not ready yet. This is a big one that I've been holding on to since I started Sage Master. I'm not ready yet. When are you going to be ready? There's never a perfect time of when you start. You just have to start. You just have to jump into it, and take the pressure off. So I'm not ready yet. I grow by taking action, not by waiting. And I'll post all of these in Telegram as well. I'll put them in the chat because I feel like they're really good. It's too hard. Hard things make me stronger. I don't know how. Every expert was once a beginner. I'll figure it out. I feel like that one is highlighted in a lot of my books as well because you just do it. What if I fail? Every setback is a lesson. I only fail if I quit. I like to tell my son that failure is without failure, you wouldn't have growth. And I don't consider anything failure because you grow from it. So it's just those life experiences. It's all about perspective. And the key to all of this is catching your excuses. It's not about judging yourself. It's about freeing yourself. The moment that you stop letting your own words hold you back is when you step into your true power. So before you, this is kind of the same thing of how do I talk to myself when nobody's listening? Before you want to react to somebody, because that's what it is, it's a reaction. I would like for you to take a moment before you want to just say, no, I don't have time for that, or that like discomfort that you get when you're like, no, I'm not going to do that today. Just take a moment, pause, and find the confidence in your answer and just say, okay, is my answer in alignment with what I'm trying to accomplish? Because yes, like we all utilize SageMaster. And some of us are affiliates, some of us aren't. But this is about everyday life. This is about how do you respond to your friends? Like if you know that this relationship is no longer benefiting you, if you know that there's no growth coming from it, before you respond out of guilt, like, I'm just going to go to dinner with her because she just really needs me right now. What do you need for yourself? If it doesn't feel right, are you listening to yourself? Same way with your kids, same way with your boyfriends, your husbands, whoever it is. Um, Pause and just ask yourself, am I doing this for the right reason? So before I close, so I was talking about all of this, and what date was that? So on the so there was 28 days in February, and on the 25th, like my goal was to make Sapphire, my first month. That was my goal. I wanted to make Sapphire for last month, and the 25th last month, I don't. There was just a lot had happened, and I was learning everything, and I was just enjoying the journey. But Katrina had called me, and she said we have 3 days left. And it looks like to get you to consultant, you're going to have to sign up 2 people. And I'm like, I have literally talked to everybody that I know. And I have no idea how I'm going to make this happen. We got off the phone and I said, you know what? I am just going to go set my intention. I have 3 days left. I know that I've done this thing. And every time that I've set my intention, I do this meditation and I just get clear on what it is that I want. I always get positive results from it. Always, every time. So Katrina was like, okay, do it. So I went, I wrote it out, and this is what it looks like. So this is the 25th. Oh, that glare is going to be so bad. I'll take a picture of it and put it in the chat or in Telegram. But basically, I have clear intentions plus elevated emotions equal a new energy. I put down 5 intentions or no, actually 4. I put down 4 intentions and I put down 4 emotions that I would feel from those intentions. So I want to be consultant this month. What is that going to give me? It's going to make me feel empowered. I want to inspire women. What emotion is that going to make me feel? It's going to make me feel grateful that I'm able to help all of you. A strong core team, what feeling is that going to give me? It's going to make me feel it's going to make me feel the love. It's going to make me feel gratitude. So I wrote out, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have made consultant by the end of this month. um, Thank you for the extra 5K to help me with my core team get to Barcelona, and thank you for allowing me to inspire and empower these amazing women. And then I just said, thank you, God, for always showing up and showing me how easy it is to make to speak miracles into existence. So this was the 25th. The 27th, Katrina calls me and she said, I think Andreas and I have found a way to get you to consultant. And I was like, okay, tell me more. We go over everything. And the thing is, like, when when people think of manifestation, and T and I were just talking about this earlier today, it's almost like people have this expectation where you say something and then you just expect for God to drop it into your lap. Like, I want $1 million, bam, here it is, you get it. And come to find out, sometimes that can happen, but the majority of the time it doesn't, especially when we're talking about what Katrina and I are trying to build here. Um, so my intention was very clear, and this is when I wrote this out, I had no attachment to, I was at peace with if this fails, or it's not even a failure. If I don't get consultant, I don't get consultant. Next month is a new month, and this is my first month. I just gave myself all the grace that I can give. So I feel like that was the biggest part of it. And the other part was there was still work that had to be done. So Katrina she tells me what I have to do to make it happen. And I said, all right, I'm going to make this happen, which I call inspired action. So you have the downloads, which I feel like if I wouldn't have written all of this out, if I wouldn't have made my intention, if I wouldn't have gotten clear with what it was that I wanted, I would not have made consultant. I feel like the connection that Katrina and I have, the connection that I have with the team, and the overall drive, because it's like, why do I want to be consultant? I want to be consultant because I want to show my team that I went from being a nurse, poking people with needles, to now all of a sudden I'm just growing in this business and I'm thriving. Like, I want to show you guys that I am you and I want to get you to where I am. There's more to life. So yesterday at the end of the day, she called and she said, guess what? It's happening. And there's this moment of like, holy shit, it really happened. I can't believe this happened. But at the same time, I had no doubts that it wasn't going to happen. This was the fastest that I've ever been able to manifest something because I feel like this is a big deal. For me, this was a big deal. It might not be a big deal to everybody else, but to me, it was a big deal. I was literally walking through the garage with my mom and we were trying to clean out the air conditioner. She had a cup of water and I see the picture, I see my flyer and I start screaming and the water went flying. My mom was like, what is happening? She thought I saw like a mouse or a snake or something. It freaked her out, but I was so excited when I saw it because I'm like, really worked. But it was all because I was in alignment with myself. I made sure that I was clear with my intention. And those three, or actually it was like 36 hours, I wasn't intentional about my thoughts. So when stuff would come up and it's like, man, it's really going to suck if I don't make consultant, I erased that thought immediately. Like, no, you are powerful enough. You're very smart. You got this. And it's out of your hands. I always say that the how is none of my business. Like how things are going to happen or when things are going to happen, it's none of my business. So another part of that though is I get so excited when I see my vision within this business because let me tell you, there's no way that I would have made consultant by myself. Katrina and Andreas did so much work to help me get here, and it makes me like the love and the appreciation that I have for them, there are no words for it. But it just makes me so inspired because this is what I'm doing for my team. This is what I want to do for all of you. It's like if there's people here today in this call that want to go to Barcelona but don't have a way to get there, reach out to us. That's why we're here. Like I want to make this team thrive. And Katrina is I'm just watching her like blossom as this amazing flower. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be able to do what she's doing for me. I'm going to be able to do that to the people below me. And it just gives me so much fulfillment and it just empowers me. So before I start getting all emotional, let me just tell you mostly what I want to leave you guys with today. And it's normally I do like a 7-day challenge. And this week I feel like this call is so impactful that I really just want you guys to connect with yourself. I want you, I know Katrina's recording this, so if you have to rewatch it, if you have questions, reach out. Um, but what's one way that you can honor yourself beyond physical care? Like, what's one way? Maybe it's setting a boundary. Maybe it's saying no to something that drains you. Maybe it's just the awareness of knowing what drains you. It's the awareness of the negative speaking when it comes in, you know? It's all of these seem so small, but they're so big in the end. Um, it could be trusting your intuition, something that you've been overthinking about. Acknowledgement is huge, though. Acknowledging that ego may be in the way and understanding that, okay, maybe I have been using a lot of excuses. Let me find a way to make this not an excuse. Like, let me make the commitment to yourself. So, whatever it is, just make a promise to yourself. It's not about us, Katrina and I. It's about you guys. So, I want you to make the promise to yourself that you're going to show up for you first. I want you to get clear on what that looks like. So, things that have been stopping you or you feel uneasy about, guilt is a big one. Guilt is a good one to start with because when you think about all the times that you throughout the day, releasing that first is going to help you get into alignment faster. So when you do this, and this is a promise to you, when you take the time to better yourself, but when you actually put your soul and your energy and just love yourself from the inside out, your entire world is going to shift but into your favor. Like you're going to watch everything just align for you. Um, so in the mornings when you're trying to meditate or and your thoughts are just going crazy, remind yourself that your environment does not control you. You control your environment. Um, taking 5 minutes out in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening is not too much. It doesn't matter what you have on your plate. Find the time, schedule the time to be aware, to be there for yourself, be present in the moment, put yourself first. Um, so that's like for the next 7 days, that's what I want you guys to work on, or that's what I would suggest for you to work on. And I think that is all I have. But I will actually, I am just going to copy this. I'll make it a PDF and I will put it into in Telegram so you guys can have it. Because I feel like there's a lot of good tools on it. But if anybody has any questions, you can ask. If you don't, I would really love to hear feedback in Telegram. Um, this was like the weeks Katrina and I just kind of go off of us, you know, it's like how are we feeling? But I would love to do a call based off of something that you guys are struggling with or you have questions about. And if you're not maybe the spiritual side hasn't kicked in or you have questions about it, there are no stupid questions. So this is a judgment-free zone. We're all here to help each other build. We're all here for growth. Do you have anything to add, Katrina?
No, I thought it was really good as it was. I think we're all fulfilled about what you had in mind for this call. So I'm gonna post this recording if someone wants to watch it over again. And I remember back in 2021, I actually wrote like a blog because I had like these spiritual or like downloads or like enlightenment like thoughts. I was trying to write a book basically. And then there is one paragraph where I wrote about self-love. So I'm gonna share that in the group as well and then connect it to the recording because I think, but I love the weekly challenge that for this week, we're just going to focus on connecting to yourself and what that means for you is individually, even if it's like taking 5 minutes out of your time to just focus on your energy and yourself, or if it's setting up a boundary or priorities or whatever. But I think it's so important to set some time or your focus on yourself because I think when we're going about our day-to-day life, our focus is everywhere else but here. So I think just directing your focus inwards for a bit is very powerful because you have to be connected to yourself to really get anything your way. I always notice that when things go wrong for me, it's because I'm not in touch with my inner self. Like my focus is all over the place, but not within me, and that's when stuff doesn't work out. So I just think you should take that as a challenge. Yeah. Well, I don't think we have anything more. We're gonna share whatever we went through today in the group, and then you just look through it and then yeah, do this for
And
yourself.
if you guys have anything that works for you, like if you do meditations or if there's like a journal prompt that you use, share it.
Yeah.
I would love to. I mean, that's what we're here for. Throw everything out there and it might resonate with us, but I love hearing more about you guys and just like how we can make this team grow.
Yeah.
But I feel like the connection between all of us is needs to be like the priority. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're hosting these introduction calls for to introduce this to more women on Sundays. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central European time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So have a good evening, and then we'll see each other tomorrow.
Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Bye.